Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. In the last episode, we beat Screech's Sprint, and now it is time to take on Captain K. Rool himself in the Flying Croc. When we enter, we will find Captain K. Rool torturing Donkey Kong, and then he leaves a cannonball for us, which is our only clue of what to do with him. And we start the battle by jumping over him when he charges to the other side of the room. When he does the little vacuum thing here with the gun, you want to throw the cannonball at him, and then jump over it when he shoots it back. When you throw the cannonball in the gun, it counts as a hit. For the second attack, he shoots out a spike cannonball. And of course, you also want to jump over him twice when he charges across the room. When the spikes recede, you can throw the cannonball at the gun when he does the vacuum thing. For the third attack, he shoots out 2 spike balls, and you'll have to jump over him as he charges across the room 3 times. The spikes will recede on one of the balls. You want to throw that ball at Captain K. Rool when he does the vacuum thing again. As you do more damage, the cannonball will be faster when it gets returned to you. It gets faster and faster. And for the fourth attack, you'll have to jump and duck to avoid the cannonballs here. Jump on the barrel, get the cannonball, and throw it at the gun when he does the vacuum thing again. For the fifth attack, he will shoot bouncing spike cannonballs. You only want to run under the ones that go very high, otherwise you'll have to jump. When the barrel pops up, jump on it, grab the cannonball, and toss it at the vacuum gun thing attack again, and jump over the cannonball. If you need to, run further to the right to avoid the ever speeding up cannonballs. And for the sixth attack, you have orbiting cannonballs that go in a circle as they travel towards you. The first 3 will be solo, but the fourth, fifth, and sixth attack will be 2 cannonballs in a pair. For the third and last pair of cannonballs, you want to jump over them when they're at their lowest point. Jump on the barrel, throw the cannonball at the vacuum gun, you know the rest. But we're not done yet. We still have to hit him 3 more times. We have another hit if we need one. And for the 7th attack, you want to jump over all of these 3 blue blobs, which will freeze you to the touch. Then you want to jump over Captain K. Rool as he does ever speeding charge attacks at you, which he also grows more transparent during. Watch the smoke trails on the floor for the last tackle, so that way you can avoid him when he's invisible. Then after that 7th cannonball, jump over the red blobs, which will slow you down if you touch them. And then jump over the spike cannonballs, you'll get another cannonball, throw it at him when he does the vacuum thing again. There you go. And here's the 9th attack, which is the toughest of all. You have the purple blobs that will reverse your controls if you touch them. They go in a loop and they're very difficult to avoid. If they hit you, you will turn purple. You want to keep running to the left by holding right, because after this, he will try to suck you in a few more times while transparent again. It doesn't go straight to the cannonball this time. There are 2 ways to get out of this, either naturally with time, or just getting hit out of it. After he tries to suck you in at close range a 4th time, you'll get the cannonball at last, throw it at him when he does the vacuum gun thing, and that will be it. You will get the final Creme coin, and you will finally save Donkey Kong. That was a bit of a mouthful. Captain K. Rool will fall from the Flying Croc, and the sharks will get him. You have finally beaten Captain K. Rool, but it's not over yet. You will head back to the Monkey Museum to talk to Cranky Kong, and he will thank you for saving Donkey Kong and basically beating Captain K. Rool a 2nd time. The first time being the last game, of course. However, we're not done yet, because I did mention we would have to go to the Lost World later, and, well, we have the 15 Creme coins to do it. You won't be able to reach it until you beat Captain K. Rool. He didn't expect you to find everything your first time around, but that's impossible to do given how the Creme coins are set up and everything. And he also asks you if you have found any of his DK coins, also known as the video game hero coins, and them is scattered throughout the game. We've only found 38, so we're only going to be second place, but we only have a few more to go. And it won't be long before we hit that top of the podium. And if you didn't grab enough to reach the podium, Link will be on the podium instead. You can also notice Sonic the Hedgehog's shoes and Earthworm Jim's ray gun next to the garbage can in the lower right hand corner. Pretty much Rare's digs at both Sega and Shiny Entertainment and Playmates Interactive respectively, because this was 1995 after all. From here on out, you can press L and R at the same time on the overworld to see how many DK coins you've collected at any given moment now that you've beaten the game, and then it tells you to get on out of here and collect the rest of the hero coins and find everything else. Not much of an ending, but we still have a few things to go. But of course, we will have to take a bit of a breather because it's credits time. First off, we do have a roll call of all the enemies in the game. I did remember some of the enemy names, but not all of them. And after that, we will see the credits for the first time. And quite possibly the last, maybe. I've never beaten Super Nintendo version. I've only beaten GBA. So how does this game stack up? I might as well go ahead and mention how it does, considering I played with it in my youth and played at GBA and on GBA and rediscovered it so many years later. It is a really good game. It does improve on quite a few things that the original Donkey Kong Country does, and it feels a lot more organized and more well set up. No longer can you get credit for bonus games just by entering them. You have to get through them and collect the little collectible at the end just to get credit for them. You also have the hero coin, which is a very nice touch. It really awards you for exploring some of the levels. Graphics are pretty nice. They're pretty nice for 3D models changed into sprites. Rare could do no wrong in that category. Music and sound is amazing. The original Donkey Kong Country sounded great, but the sequel really continues in that tradition. Music here is very good, and there's even some very modern for the time songs in the Bramble and roller coaster areas, which I like. Gameplay is as tight as ever. I'm glad that there are new moves, such as a tag team throw, and the ability to change into animals without exactly riding on them. It does add a slight bit of dimension in the gameplay. No longer do you have that free hit. And there are a whole bunch of new enemies that you have to deal with, especially some ghost enemies, which weren't really that present in the first game. So they definitely improved on the variety of a whole bunch of stuff in this game. Alright, I mentioned graphics, I mentioned sound and music, I mentioned gameplay. So that's basically it. Do I recommend this game? Absolutely. I recommend getting it whether it's in cartridge form, Game Boy Advance version, Virtual Console. I don't even care if it's emulation. This game is totally worth it. It's one of the best of the late period of the Super Nintendo games. And, well, all I can really say is go get it, pick it up however you can. And that's basically my review for this. Rare did a really good job on this. Between 1994 and 2000, between Donkey Kong Country and I think Banjo-Tooie, basically when they were just making games only for Nintendo, after they made the last Battletoads game, which was sadly arcade only, it seemed that Rare could do no wrong. Everything was just a masterpiece. And even if it was shrunken down to Game Boy, even the Game Boy games were pretty good. They've had their share of mistakes, especially before Donkey Kong Country, back when they made things that were published by LJN because LJN wanted to cash in on something. like WrestleMania for NES or the WWF, WWE, whatever you want to call them, wrestling games for NES, Super NES, NES and Game Boy. They only made like a few of them. There was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which AVGN seemed to not like. There's Nightmare on Elm Street. There was the Beetlejuice game, which AVGN also seems to not like. Go see his farcical review of that. It's amazing. But they hit gold when they did Donkey Kong Country. And basically everything they touched from around 1994, holiday season of 94, up until 2000, basically everything they made was magic. Even if it wasn't a Donkey Kong game. I mean, there was the Banjo-Kazooie game. There was Banjo-Kazooie and its sequel Banjo-Tooie. There was Jet Force Gemini. There was Killer Instinct and Killer Instinct Gold, which was the console port of Killer Instinct 2. So, Rare did a really good job with this, just like they did with everything else at the time. And I really have to commend them for that. And I find it kind of sad that once they switched allegiance from Nintendo to Microsoft, that it just wasn't the same after that. Grab by the Ghoulies flopped, Viva Pinata flopped, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts flopped to the point where some people who like Banjo-Kazooie don't even consider it a true sequel to Banjo-Tooie. I mean, I thought at least Grab by the Ghoulies had a chance, but apparently people didn't want to give it a chance or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm done with that. I might as well go ahead and mention what's going to happen next time. We have 15 Creme Coins. We haven't done Lost World because we didn't get all the Creme Coins needed for Lost World until now. And because of that, we don't have all the DK Coins. So what we're going to have to do next time is head to the Lost World, or actually head to Clubber's Kiosk and then head to the Lost World now that we have all 50 Creme Coins, and all 75 Creme Coins collected, I should say. And we should be able to go into the Golden Barrel and take on the last level, whatever it may be. And that's the end of the credits. You could press start now, but if you let the end screen sit there for about 30 seconds to a minute, I want to think it's at least 30 seconds, the screen goes dark and you see Cranky again. He tells you to stop waiting because there isn't anything secret after this. Well, there actually is, and he spills the beans for you. Turns out, if you start a new game and keep pressing down a whole bunch of times, you'll access not only the sound test, but you'll also toggle the cheat mode option, where you have to highlight it and insert specific button commands in order to perform cheats, such as 50 lives and all that stuff. I don't remember exactly what cheats this game had. I'm more likely to remember the ones from 3. Also, because we're starting a new game, or rather we're starting back from the save file that we were using, I really should say that, we'll be back at where we left off. We still have everything that we had when we beat Captain K. Rool, but we will lose all our lives. I also forgot to mention when I was talking about how much I liked the game, that there are some drawbacks, one of which was Clobber Carnage. That was probably the hardest thing, but if you, once you get past that, there's basically nothing can touch you anymore. Also, if you go to Stronghold Showdown, there's nothing there anymore. Just go to the right and you'll just go back to the Crocodile Isle overworld screen. That's basically it. Aside from Crocodile Cauldron and the fact that you need 2 Kongs up until the very end, you basically have very few drawbacks keeping you from playing this game. Well, now that I have almost no lives, I'm going to have to go back to Gangplank Galleon and restock on lives. And then we'll take on the last Lost World area. So until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!